This is way worse than we thought. The New York Yankees want to trade Marcus Stroman off the team, but just hit a severe roadblock in trying to do that. And this could have a huge implication on the team as Jack Flaherty just signed with the Detroit Tigers. And this will have the impact on Stroman potentially leaving the New York Yankees, while Aaron Boone has spoke out about Marcus Stroman getting traded off the team. And we're going to break all this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here. And if you guys are enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe. It helps us out a ton. If you're part of that 75% of viewers who has not subscribed yet and you want New York Yankees news, rumor reports, updates on potential trades and signings and injuries, updates on trade videos, as I said, like this one, plus some fun live streams are coming, YouTube Shorts are coming, TikToks are coming. We're going to have a lot of fun on this channel, and you guys do not want to miss out if you're a New York Yankees fan. Also, leave a comment down below what your Marcus Stroman trade package would be. But let's jump into this video because we have a lot to discuss. Brian Cashman wants to trade Marcus Stroman off the New York Yankees, which has the support of basically every Yankee fan out there. But things just got a little bit harder for the New York Yankees as Jack Flaherty, one of the better pitchers in the MLB, absolutely, who was dealing with the Detroit Tigers last season before getting traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers as the Dodgers made a push to win the World Series, which ultimately succeeded. Flaherty is now back in Detroit on a new contract, and Jeff Passan revealed the details, and this is where things get scary for Yankees fans. Now, as Passan said, right-hander Jack Flaherty and the Detroit Tigers are in agreement on a 2-year, $35 million contract that includes an opt-out after the first season. The deal will pay him $25 million this season, after which he can opt out. The guaranteed salary in 2026 is $10 million, and it could also get as high as $20 million if he starts 15 games this season. Flaherty found a lot of success with the Tigers last year, and now he's back. That is less overall money than Marcus Stroman makes. Jack Flaherty is much better than Marcus Stroman. No one has to debate that. I have both their stats here, and we could look at them. But anyone who knows baseball whatsoever understands that Jack Flaherty is far better than Marcus Stroman at this point of each of their career. It's not even really close, and that's fine. Look, the Yankees are not really trying to sign Jack Flaherty at all. That's not where I'm going with this. It's fully when you look at these guys' contracts. Jack Flaherty is making less money than Marcus Stroman is making, despite being far better and having an ERA that, when he was with the Tigers, was 2 entire runs lower than Marcus Stroman's. So for the Yankees to have to offload a guy like Marcus Stroman when the pitcher market is just not there is an absolutely terrible thought to think about. Now, Flaherty, he's been nothing short of great in recent years. I mean, the man last season had a 3.17 ERA, 3.1 WAR, WHIP nearly under 1. In 28 games started, he went 13-7. The man balled out. He was great on the Dodgers. He was elite on the Detroit Tigers, and became a World Series champion who started multiple games in the playoffs for the Los Angeles Dodgers. The California native got to win a ring in California before going back to Detroit, where he was at his best, and that makes all the sense in the world. I mean, when he was with the Detroit Tigers, he had a 2.95 ERA with 133 strikeouts and 18 appearances for the team last season, and I mean, he just dealt. He had 133 strikeouts in 106.2 innings. The man allowed 35 runs in that span, allowing 15 home runs, 19 walks. His strikeouts per 9 innings was great at 11.22. His strikeouts over walks was great. The base on balls, the walks over 9 innings was good. Flaherty's just a phenomenal pitcher. There's no way around it. And, well, the New York Yankees, they have a guy in Marcus Stroman who's just much, much different than, sorry, I just got some New York Knicks news. Check out Knicks Digest for that. That'll come out right after this video comes out. But Jack Flaherty is in a perfect situation for himself to go out there and just absolutely do his thing with the Detroit Tigers. Meanwhile, the New York Yankees want to unload a guy who, even when Flaherty played worse for the Dodgers, was still clearly better than Marcus Stroman with a 3.58 ERA, 61 strikeouts, and 10 appearances for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and winning his first World Series in the process, as StatMuse mentions. Now, look, good numbers again. The strikeouts per 9 were not as good. The walks per 9 were not as good. The strikeouts per walks was not as good. But still, Jack Flaherty was a phenomenal pitcher. And yeah, maybe he lost a little bit of money because his time with the Dodgers was a little more sputtery, but that does not matter at all. The man is far better than Stroman, as I've said 65 times in this video, and Marcus Stroman had a 4.31 ERA last season with a 1.468 WHIP. Meanwhile, he pitched 154.2 innings with 113 strikeouts. He just was nowhere near as good as Jack Flaherty, and the fact that he's making more money than Jack Flaherty with a WAR that Flaherty had over 2, His WAR was over 2 more than Stroman, who couldn't even get a 1 WAR. It's just a bad sign for the Yankees and having Marcus Stroman. It means they're probably not going to be able to move Stroman. I'd be pretty surprised at this point if they're going to be able to move him for anything without having to pay the literal entirety of Marcus Stroman's salary. And I think that's going to be tough for them to pull off. I mean, they don't want to keep Stroman's salary on, and they want to move as much of it as possible so they can allocate that money to signing an infielder. But at this point, I believe that Marcus Stroman will likely be on the New York Yankees when the season begins. And on top of that, I fully believe the Yankees in the process to recoil by not signing anyone and going with that trio into spring training of DJ LeMahieu, Oswaldo Cabrera, and Oswald Peraza. I almost said Oswaldo Peraza, but look, between Oswaldo Cabrera and Oswald Peraza, you do have 2 young guys who could potentially be very good options. And with DJ LeMahieu, maybe he somehow is able to capture that magic that he had years and years ago with the Yankees. Aaron Boone said the reason that he's not that he wasn't like that in these recent years was because of his injuries, which, yes, the injuries certainly played a part in it, but that is not why DJ LeMahieu was not DJ LeMahieu. He got injured and he got old and he got worse at baseball. That is what happened. You have to move forwards with one of Cabrera or Peraza as your third baseman. It just makes all the sense in the world. I still think it should be Peraza out of those 3 guys because Peraza's got the highest ceiling, and you should shoot for the stars the best you can. I mean, frankly, I like Peraza or Cabrera as a better option over guys like Brendan Rodgers or, well, I guess Jorge Polanco is not an option anymore, but there was a few options that just weren't at all enticing. Paul DeJong, who, I mean, he had a fine season last year playing for the White Sox. Look, the New York Yankees have the money to spend, but Hal Steinbrenner insists that they don't, and that's its own problem that we've talked about 10 million times in this channel. We know the deal. Hal Steinbrenner insists that this over $300 million payroll is not sustainable. Meanwhile, the New York Yankees are worth $8 billion, so it absolutely is. If you have an asset that's $8 billion, then you're probably A-okay, Hal Steinbrenner. You probably have enough money where you could easily pay these guys and still turn a profit, but you're afraid of messing up your profit in any sort of way, which clearly is causing issue here. Look, the Yankees aren't going to be able to move Stroman if Jack Flaherty's getting that little money. Let's be real. There's still guys out there who are better than Marcus Stroman as well in free agency. If someone wants a pitcher, they're not going to go, let's talk to the Yankees for Marcus Stroman when they could sign someone, give up literally nothing, and probably have to pay them less money. Yeah, Flaherty wanting to go back to the Tigers was probably a huge plus and probably helped him get a little less money or at least be okay with a little less money. But there's no way that Jack Flaherty went into this offseason thinking this is the contract I'm going to sign. Absolutely not. Now he's got to prove it again, turn back around, and try to show off that he's a deserving pitcher of a bigger contract once again after he's proven that he's a very good pitcher. Look, it's a very strange thing, and the real losers with this signing, the winners are the Detroit Tigers, who get Jack Flaherty back. The losers are the New York Yankees, who are absolutely screwed because it means they're handcuffed to Marcus Stroman, and they have an owner who's unwilling to spend money. Now, meanwhile, none other than Aaron Boone did discuss Marcus Stroman's potential of getting traded, and here's what he had to say. The reality is Stroman might be the most important starting pitcher for us this year. Jeez Louise, Aaron. The reality is he was one of the reasons we got to where we did last year, with on balance that he did throughout the season. He handled himself so well coming into a new environment, coming into our environment, and the reality is he's been a great pitcher in his career. That expectation is going into this year, and that's how we'll prepare. Look, he's going to be with the Yankees this season. He's going to be that 6th guy, and if one of Clark Schmidt, Luis Gil, Carlos Rodon, Max Fried, or Garrett Cole, I don't know why I said it backwards, gets injured, then yeah, we're going to see Marcus Stroman become that starter and hopefully play well enough where a team will take a chance that Marcus Stroman knows what he's doing and isn't going to fall apart in the second half of the season like he routinely has in the past. Once he starts to get figured out and once he starts to get batted around at all, he loses all semblance of confidence. Look, Stroman's a really good team player. He vibes with the team well. He rides and dies for his guys, which is really, really nice, and I wish I didn't rhyme right there. But it's not that I have any problem with Marcus Stroman. I have a problem with the fact that the Yankees decided his contract is the reason why they can't sign big names or just any sort of guy who's going to cost anything. That's where my issue lies. It has nothing to do with Stroman. It's not Stroman's fault that the Yankees gave him this contract. It is his fault that he didn't live up to it. He should have been better, but he wasn't, and now, yeah, we can blame him, but we should also blame the Yankees for giving this contract that at the time definitely had the risk that Marcus Stroman might, like usual, fall apart. So hopefully the Yankees can find a way out of it, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't expect them to at this rate. I think the Yankees are handcuffed to Stroman for another year. That contract won't extend because he's not going to get the amount of innings pitched. The Yankees won't let that happen. So hopefully they'll be able to move him because the team will see that he's an expiring deal and make sure to control him well enough to where he will not get that extra year aggregated on to his contract. But I do want to know what you guys think. Is there any hope for trading Marcus Stroman in your guys' minds? I think it all just went out the window with this Flaherty contract. Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Yankees, baby. Also, make sure to check out Nick's Digest for that news on Mitchell Robinson. It's excellent.